Hey everybody, it's time to jump into a ranked Throne of Eldraine draft, best of one here. Note we are at 5,000 gold, so we get a free, so to speak, entry here. And we're at 19,100 gems, such that if we happen to 7-win today, we'll clear 20,000 gems in our free-to-play account, which would be amazing. We've been on quite a heater. And we're going to jump in, though, and see if we can make that happen. We're always trying to 7-win. Today would just be make cool round numbers. We're humans. We love round numbers. And another thing humans who play Magic love is CardKingdom.com. Card Kingdom is a purveyor of all your physical Magic gear. They can't help you much with your arena collection, but man, if you need anything for your physical collection, for your tabletop game, they've got you covered. If you check them out via my affiliate link down in the panels below, they know that you came here from seeing me, and that's a big help to this stream. So if you want to support this stream without just sending cash my way, you can do some of your purchasing at cardkingdom.com, and you won't be disappointed. I have no problem recommending them because I use them all the time, and their reliability is one of the reasons why. You know exactly what you've ordered, you know exactly what you're going to get, and you're going to get it really quickly, packed excellently, and they take care of their customers. So please check out Card Kingdom when you're thinking of your tabletop Magic game, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks, Card Kingdom, and thank you for running this charity tournament we're in. I'm going to throw the link up one more time. Card Kingdom gives back to their community through charity events, and I'm participating in one. It's called the Chalice. We drafted 4 modern legal sets to make a deck with, and we have a blue-white Jace the Mind Sculptor control deck, and we're going to play Simic Flash in the standard portion, and all that's happening on Sunday the 27th on Card Kingdom's stream. And if you want to donate to the cause, you can click on my charity link there and help out my team. That would be sweet too. But let's jump in. Let's try and get 7 wins. Fabled Passage would really be a gem pick. I mean, this is effectively taking an Evolving Wilds Plus as your opening pick, which we could do. I dig the gems. Let's see if it's gems yet, or yeah, we have 4 of them. If we took this, we would get 4 gems out of it. Conrad, though, is kind of rare power level at uncommon, so we could just forsake gems if we really want to lean black to start. And Scorching Dragonfire, also fine. But those are really the only things that Once and Future are also great. These are the kind of the trio of cards that most interest me as a power pick. Conrad is very nice, but also, yeah, Fabled Passage basically goes in any deck we play as well. And it's straight up worth gems. So since we don't, if this were pack 2 and we were already black, I would take Sir Conrad, because then I think his impact on the game feels strong enough to me to trump a rare gem if we 100% know we're black, but we're not going to play Conrad some percent of the time. So I'm going to take the Passage, and it's playable gems if you know, not amazing, right? Let's see here. We could keep it open with a Spinning Wheel. Not a bad card. The tap is pretty clunky, but once you get there into the late game, it does some stuff. Deathless Knight, very solid. Unexplained Vision, also I like that. But there's nothing, you know, Unexplained Vision I think is probably the most appealing card to me in this pack. And then it's these two, but the Spinning Wheel is so open, and with Fabled Passage, heck, we could set up immediately for being able to splash in this deck too. Yeah, let's take the wheel and stay open. Lucky Clover gives us a possible direction. I love building around Lucky Clover. And Curious Pair might wheel for that effort. Witching Well, powerful. Oven, nice combo. Broom has gone up in people's estimation. It's pretty darn clunky, but it is an engine that can get going. And so I like taking the Clover. I'm a sucker for the Clover. Let's take the Clover and see if we can get some adventures to go with it. Now here's an adventure that doubling doesn't necessarily do a whole lot unless you're in the right matchup. But there's Carver, which is fine. I suppose if we're getting into a Clover deck, starting to lean green makes sense. The green has the best adventure support, as it also has the uncommon Innkeeper that we could get. Roving Keep, we're going to be colorless throughout. Runaway Together is fantastic, and certainly Lucky Clover and Spinning Wheel can be part of a successful mill deck. So we can take Runaway Together, and if we get, if we're Lucky Clovering mill 4, the game ends pretty quickly. So there is that. Carver is whatever enough that I kind of want to take the Runaway Together here. If we're honest, like if I don't think the bots have been updated. That's why. We could also maybe even wheel the Runaway Together. We might even wheel the Carver too. I'm curious where you're at on this. I'll give it a quick 15-second poll of run or carve. Looks like run is running away with it, but some support for carve. Well, we're evil, but we're just, look, we're spikes. We do what the game designers tell us, right? That's all we're doing. All right, this is interesting. Merchant of the Veil could go with the Clover, although looting twice isn't necessarily amazing because you do have to discard both times. We could take Curious Pair and bank back toward green as a fundamental place to be with Lucky Clover. Or Swordmaster. I think we could take the pair or even the rider. Yeah, it's a May. I'm just saying it's not my point is not that it's some kind of disaster to run haggle. I'm saying it's not the payoff for Lucky Clover that you're looking for. That's all. Yeah, I think we just take the pair. Like, I think if we didn't have the Clover, maybe I would actually just take the rider even. But let's take the pair and stay openish, but still eyeing this Clover, right? Hey, thank you for that sub, Dread Pirate. Sorry there wasn't audio there. Maybe there will be if I do it here. I don't know. Oh, are you guys hearing game audio? I should ask, because another update happened where my audio could be screwed up again and I don't know it. Oh yeah, look, desktop audio is not. Oh my God. Kill me. Might just have to do it. Might just have to write it out. I'm about done with Streamlabs. Let me tell you, I am not happy with Streamlabs right now. It is messing me up more than it's helping me. Rosethorn is interesting after the old Clover, since it's mana ramp. Get yourself some music. Give yourself your own soundtrack to the stream today if you want. All right, we have the rider, and with we have some food production, so this could lure some stuff. But we also have scavengers. We have more green than blue. Like we haven't, really we took this in case we saw some secret keepers. We're at pick 7. We haven't seen any, so I think we just take the rider and keep leaning green, which is going to be our big adventure payoff color anyway. Even take the Squire, and because white is like second highest adventure count, right? So just take the Squire. I like a spider, but we'll keep on the adventure plan. Here's a spider we can grab though. I like that there. Don't think we're ever playing either of these. Maybe we end up in a world where we're playing a drawbridge, but we're already doing okay on 2s, and this is ironically a little bit more aggro than I think we'll be in a deck trying to abuse Lucky Clover. But white-green can be pretty aggro. I I don't think I'll ever play any of these. I think of all of these, this has some chance of making it, but I'm going to start it in the board. Hengewalker, pretty generic. I don't want to commit to that. We can take a Sanctuary in case the Secret Keepers started flowing in the second. Are we main decking a Pheasant? I don't know if we're main decking this. And this is best of one. So Fell the Pheasant is less interesting to me. I think I'll take a hedge on Sanctuary, and we can probably pick one of these up later in the draft. True Love's Kiss, if we end up green-white, is fine. Here's a place to grudgingly take a Hengewalker. Spyglass for some gems. Here's the Secret Keepers that didn't show up in pack 1. Kind of just want to take the Tactician then. Or the Casket. Might take Casket and wheel Tactician. The bots, maybe appropriately, are really shoving the white cards down people's throats more than they were before. So we can take a Glass Casket and try and wheel this. I think that makes some sense here. Spyglass as gems, though, might be worth just taking gems. I can wheel this. It's removal, though. I'll take the removal. Here's a Tactician I want over Egg or Acolyte with where we're headed here. Aggro Adventure. Although, you know, this is another one that often clovering it doesn't do too much. Although, in a stalled board, it can suddenly clear it up. So we'll take the Tactician. Adversary is great. Nothing else is really competing. Oh, Archon is competing with it. Oh, interesting. Excellent 4-mana creatures in our presumed 2 colors here. In fact, presumed enough that I think I'm gonna cut the blue. Hey Queen, how you doing? Mill with Clover is gross, which is why we hedged a little bit with some mill possibilities when we took the Clover. Krauser wants the Archon for sure. I don't know if it's so for sure. These are both excellent cards. I'm going to pull it. This is a pull moment for me. I'm going to do another quick 15-second, and we're going to do Archon or Oak. If we end up with a lot of flyers, we can cut the Spore Cap Spider for one thing. Ooh, look at how close that is. Well, I like it when that happens. It means my poll wasn't a waste of time. It was definitely a divided opinion on this one. Somewhat depends also on what, you tend to want to be leaning one color pair, one color or the other. Yeah, that's about as close as it gets. I might even be the tiebreaker here. I'm kind of coming around on the Archon side of town, but maybe I should just go with the vote. It's super close. These are both so good. Let's also take a look at what we've got here and what we're likely to... Actually, I guess, yeah, I guess we want green. All right, I'm going to take the Archon. Here's rare. I don't think this is particularly good, even if we ended up in that direction. I think we should just take more Tactician and try to kind of go aggro here. Don't think this is better. I'm just looking at the gems again, trying to be gem disciplined. Yeah, Grumgully is definitely splashable, although let's check, and we got a lot of humans, I think. That's an elf. Elf. Yeah. Yeah, the gem value might be. Let's move it. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get the aggro adventure here to work, and we'll take Tree Folk, try to double that up. One of these is main deckable, but Flutterfox makes me just want to have the fox. Guide Mother, yes, please. Another fox, but we have a very late out muscle. We're going to take the removal. Here we go. So, yes, the bots still want to give you all the secret keepers they can. We just haven't seen any in the draft is what's happening here. Maybe there's a world where we splash this. I don't know. Not a principle. I don't even want the bots to be milling. I don't think I'm ever playing dummy, so I didn't take it, but I can see that being the logical choice of we might, you know. I'll put one return in the main here. Another spider option, but let's take the ritual. Sometimes the ritual can really pay off if we end up with some go wide stuff. Don't know if it's worth it yet, but it could be. This is go wide, but I don't know if we want to do this go wide. I'll take it and start it in the board. Cabin, possible. Mine, not possible. Doom Foretold is splashable if we wanted to do that. Here's yet another Archon. We can also do Trail of Crumbs and try to pick up more. We did not. Did we? We didn't wheel the Tactician though, did we? That's worth noting. All right, y'all want to take Archon? I feel like I'm not doing right by our gem pursuit, but I'll take the best deck. I don't think it's as easy as you think if you're doing the gem counts. Probably wheel the Guide Mother so we could go Acolyte or Unicorn. KR, that's a reasonable philosophy for you, but the philosophy of this channel is to eke out as much gem value as we can from a free-to-play account. So that's obviously everybody should play towards the goals they have, but a very specific goal of this stream and this account is to maximize our gem income. Yeah, so we have Outflank or I think Unicorn, because somehow, like, I think Guide Mother might be the best card here, but I really think it will wheel. Acolyte is also interesting. Yeah, Rider in Need is the... I like that Rider in Need comes on 3 after potentially the Clover. So I'm going to take Unicorn. You think? Well, the bots are taking white in this one. I just see Guide Mother wheeling more than Unicorn, I feel like. KR, this is the thing that most people don't understand, I think, is that the impact of this second Archon on our gem EV from winning, I believe, is lower than 20 gems. That's the bottom line. I think we might need the outflank here. What's our removal situation? We picked up this out muscle, but and the glass casket. It'd be nice to have one more way to remove stuff here. I think I'm going to take outflank, talk myself into it. I'm going to take it before I regret it, before I belabored it too much more. Once in Future or another chance at a Unicorn here. Paladin also is quite good, but I don't know. Yeah, we don't even have anything going on at 5, so the Paladin is possible, but Once in Future, yeah, is so... Once in Future is too good. Especially if we have Clover out and can, like, rebuy adventure creatures and... Can we Adamant Once in Future by turn 12 or whatever hat? Yeah, of course. That's what I like about, like, can we Adamant Paladin? Or are you talking about Paladin? Like, Paladin is tough for us to Adamant by 5, but I love these Adamant cards that are late game because you just can, right? So I'm going to take that. Love to pick up a Paladin, though, if such options come our way. Well, we can... This is maybe, I guess, a playable 1-drop. And over what? We can take an Appetite. Guess we just take Venerable Knight. I agree. 4-4 versus 5-5, you mean? Hat. I guess I'm taking the knight, but it's like not quite. I guess I'm taking the knight. We'll see. Maybe we're aggro enough to feel like that's a good part of the plan. I don't think we're playing another True Love's Kiss or a, you know, we have one each of these already. You just take Vault Progress. I'll take a Shining Armor on the off chance that we decide it's worthwhile. Well, there's that. Trapped in a Tower is good removal, but I guess we just Archon and on and on and on. What do you think? Yeah, I think since we picked up an outflank, we can justify Archon. It looks like there's a lot of debate here. I'll pull this one. Another quick 15-seconder, so you got to get your votes in, but wait till it goes up or you'll miss it. We're going to go Archon or Tower. Do I think either would wheel from pick 6? No, not a chance. I mean, one card will be left out of this entire pack for us, and it's probably going to be 7 Dwarves, Wolf Quarry, or Crystal Slipper. Late Dragonfire as well. All right. Also, we just have a deck name now. For those who say rares don't go late when they're completely unplayable, looks like they do. We can get another Once in Future. We can get a Carver, or we can just take some gems. This is where maybe we want actually Carver or gems. If we're going to be aggro, having a Pump Spell Adventure is pretty okay. We don't have a Carver yet. But maybe the Carver is not worth by the same philosophy. Like I said, I've been forsaking a lot of rare draft opportunities. I don't think I'm going to forsake this one. Although I want to see if we're at 4 there yet. No, we're at 2 of 4 on that. Anyway, Carver is really solid, no question. We have one of these. I don't think we play 2. I don't think we play Halberd, do we? Maybe. This might be decent up on an Archon. 5-4 up here. I've never really run this before, but this could be a place where it's not the worst. I think we're largely going to be flying over the 04s here. And we have note that we have a ritual. I don't know if we're running 2. I'll take the Halberd because I don't think we'll run 2 rituals anyway. And yeah, I'll put it in and we'll think about it. Still not sold, but maybe. Squire, here we go. So that's, you know, another reason I didn't think of it. We already have one Squire, and here we get another one. So we do get our a contingent of combat trick adventure dudes. And look, they both wheeled. That's what I was feeling like. And we just want the Guide Mother. Let's... Looks like it was, but now it came back, huh? I don't know what was up with that. Vault Progress. The millionth True Love Kiss that we have access to, but we're not going to play more than what we've got, so I'll take a Grange. We can consider running that. Another TLK. And where are we at? Yeah, I'm going to save the... again, we don't need to craft. Gotta note that, though. Oh, there was the one yesterday I also didn't note. Hold on a second. Well, kind of went from feeling like we were going to be heavy green to now feeling like we're going to be heavier white. And if we play anything, it would be the Grange. But also it's going to be close enough that I may take the Luis approach here and say that neither of those are really worth playing. I'm sorry for missing any subs. You know I like to thank people who make that kind gesture, but I clearly have more troubleshooting to do. Every time there was a Streamlabs update and it messed everything up. So sorry. I should just put up a blanket. I am grateful for your subs, but I'm grateful for your subs. Thanks. I probably still need just... It's probably still correct. You want to pitch the wheel? We don't have too much going on at 3. I don't know. Yeah, maybe the wheel's not... doing too much. Let's look at our overall numbers as well. 16.9 right now. So we have some flexibility in terms of what we want to cut. Maybe this Hengewalker can go, although then we're like cutting out 3s, but we have things that are 3s, right? So this can act like a 3. Prof. Wright, thanks. And Phil, thank you. No, I don't think we want both. That's a good call. Let's cut Return to Nature. Maybe even cut True Love's Kiss, since we're doing some good stuff at 4. I do like a Return to Nature in. Dionysus, hello, welcome. I'm pretty tired, man. I didn't get good sleep last night, so we're going to try and not let that punt us too much. I don't know if, because I want to be so even on these colors, although we do have a Fabled Passage that helps in terms of fetching the thing that you want for figuring, you know, for Adamant. We do have Once in Future that has Adamant. We have Hengewalker that wants 3 of something, and we have Tactician as a double white spell on the creature side of it, at least. Just looking at where our mana demands are here. Probably even cut like a Curious Pair. Although, we have a Lucky Clover, but I don't know if Curious Pair is necessarily doing exactly what we want. I mean, food is fine, but all we're doing with food in this deck is, besides eating it, is Marleaf riding. Yeah, you get your shift 1 at the ready. But I'll tell you what. Let's. I need a quick break before we start it, so I'm going to leave it at 41 cards here for you all to think about for a moment. While what's going on this side? Yeah, Sporecap, Spider, and Quarry are available to you. I'll put it like this even, and let's figure out our final cut or any swaps, and then we'll get going on this. I'll be right back. Hey all, thanks for waiting. I was thinking about it while I was away. I definitely don't want to bother with these lands. We want to try and curve out and beat down. Hengewalker is my least favorite inclusion right now, to the point that I almost want a Sporecap Spider instead. If we're going to be split here, this is pretty weak. But I hear what you're saying, just don't worry about interacting with their stuff. But if so, I really kind of want to cut this too. Does that mean I have to put in Spider or Wheel? You could put in Wheel. Well, you want to go heavy white. What does that mean? You want to put in, what, a bunch of True Love's Kisses and Deafening Silences? Like, we can't just go heavy white unless we have things to put in. Shining Armor, you know? Yeah, Wheel's not exactly what we want to do here. Yeah, it's just that we can't cut any green. Like, cut green for what? We could go 9-7, and that could be correct. Fabled Passage still gives us 8 green sources. Because we have 40 cards in our deck, what do you want to put in, Calvados? Or, sorry, Blackmore. What, like... it taps creatures clunkily, but if the game goes long, this can set up tap, untap, tap, and clear blockers away. But what I need is a replacement card from you. You want to so Spider is like the only option I see really if I don't want to do Hengewalker, or we can do Hengewalker, given that we've nudged the lands towards being able to make it a 3/3. So there's something to that. Well, let's just do this. Yeah, the wall could be decent in this deck. I think we'll start here. Also, like, Spider is so defensive, but I'm gonna go that's true, actually, and Tree Folk on Spider isn't bad either. Maybe I'll just start on Spider. I'll start on Spider, and then we'll see after a couple games here. Record. Well, with Guide Mother and Flutterfox and the Squires, I think I'm going to keep this and actually just run the Guide Mother out on 1. And if you did want to do a par poll, you can do this. That's for if you want to vote on what you think the average expectation of wins is for this deck. There's our Wheel / Spider / Adamant 3-drop, depending on what we want to do. Thanks. Let's get to Battlefield Right. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take out that drawbridge here. I could attack and oops. I think we're just gonna see if they want to call our bluff. They might have an outflank, but that doesn't kill the fox, so this is a safe trick. I mean, these aren't very impressive bodies left behind, but we just traded 1 for 1 with these already, so these are like free cards. All right. What goes up must come down. If we had the wheel, we'd be giving our Flutterfox flying. That seems like a bit of all right. How about we go for a big guide mother here? Big body. I guess we make a spider and a squire. And hold off for now. Try to get wide here. Funny that we're in a green-white mirror. Don't see that too often around these parts. Reasonable call out, Tron. Always just looking for data points. But I don't know. They must have a squire of their own. Or maybe they got a good defender they're going to play here. They could still have a squire of their own, I suppose. We have outflank, though. That's nice, because we can drop the squire first and then have an outflank for the griffin. If it is squire, we'll totally take out that griffin, and if not, all this stuff is fine. Do we offer the squire? Sure. I'll even offer the squire for their guide mother. Carver, and if they have anything, our outflank is going to make them pay. It's still going to be a trade, but it'll be worth it. I didn't account for the fact that it'd be 6 power, but this is still great. And actually getting some stuff into the yard for once in future isn't the worst either. Wouldn't mind just a land and dropping a big tree folk. That would then kind of keep them busy. Huh, they did have a squire. Did they already use that? Oh yeah, they just used it then. What am I thinking? Okay, there's our land. I told you I'm tired today. This is going to be... Dionysus is licking his chops with where I'm at. We're going to charge in. I maybe even should have shown him that the tree folk is coming by dropping the land pre-combat, but we'll send in here. Trade whatever you'd like. Oppo? Oh, restart cardboard. Yeah, thank you. Let's get that going. Hopefully cardboard is up. All right. Oops, did they decline? Oh, that's not a knight. That's why. Oh, I'm with you. I don't read cards either, Oppo. Shame scoop? It's a very knighty sounding term. You know, you just associate squires with knights, though, right? But of course they serve knights. I mean, I know what you mean, but come on, Occam. It's a white creature that's a 2/1 for 2. Of course it's a knight. Well, let's see. We can't just straight up win. We want to once in future anything back. Not even really, not yet. I think we just send in here. And then we'll once in future to set up for a big turn next turn. Well, yeah, we could tap now. But I kind of like just, if they want to trade for the squire or take 2 here, that's fine. And then next turn, we're going to tap with the tactician at the end of their turn. This is, yeah, it's only creatures. So that's why I'm not doing it now. I'm thinking they will likely... All right. Will once in future and dizzying swoop at the end of their turn. They're both instants. We don't get the adamant, but we'll end up with both in hand because it'll happen. We'll put 1 in hand and 1 on top and then draw it. So effectively, start of next turn, we tap both their creatures. This is what kind of what I was hoping for, though. This is why I waited. Now we just win. All right. Spider was pretty underwhelming there. Really doesn't feel like it fits, but dang it, nothing we have for that slot feels like it fits. I mean, maybe it is the drawbridge that's the most compelling aggro card in our board. So I think that, oops, I was double clicking when I didn't need to. I actually think, yeah, Hengewalker was one of our final cuts. And I just don't feel it's super reliable as a 3/3 on 3. And if it's not reliable as a 3/3 on 3, I'm not sure I want it. I'm gonna try the drawbridge for a game here. Maybe 2. It's actually the card among the ones we're considering that feels like the most aggro. So let's try it. All right, Clover means I'll hold off on the pair. We might as well get a couple of food out of that. I think that feels right, to be greedy about the Clover. Because we also could go... Yeah, I think we'll be a little greedy. But maybe... Why? I'm trying to beat down. This is really what we want to double anyway. I should be greedy for wins, though. I want to be greedy for wins, not for value within a given game. Do you like Forest Treats to Share or Forest Pass? Thing is, it's kind of... I'm gonna pass, and here's why. Let's say we got treats right now. We get a treat. Next turn, we drop Clover on 2, and then on 3, we're going pair no mana anyway. So now we just get to do the same turn. We weren't casting the 1/3 until turn 3 anyway, is my point. So since we're not casting the creature itself until turn 3 anyway, might as well get extra food. Now, I didn't know we were going to draw a forest, and that was lucky, but I think it justified taking that risk anyway. Oh, absolutely. If we get our clover destroyed by any means, we're gonna tilt off and shout. Oh, maybe I can't shout. My voice is still a little rough from the celebratory weekend, so I gotta take it easy. Well, let's try to get him again. Although it's too bad the Squire doesn't get an extra damage here. We could do, yeah. We're still going to do it. Extra untap the creature. Really maul that trebuchet. Well, they're curious, and they got really strong, and then they went and dismantled the thing. The only block that Oppo might have been able to see coming in a way that I think they could have sussed out and behaved differently was when we attacked into when we made a suicide attack. When you attack a curious pair into a trebuchet, it's like, you gotta block. Why are you not, like, that's practically its job. In terms of what its role in the deck is. We can Squire and then tap up to 2 on their turn. Tap up to 2 on their turn to help the race out. Is that fancy play syndrome? Should we just put out our 2/3 flyer? Yeah, tap up to 4. That's a good point. All right, we'll be greedy on that then. Let's put out Squire. Then we also have Outflank, and we'll just stay back on D. We'd like to outflank this red cap if possible. All right, they're not bothering with the red cap. We could have tapped down, but I was hoping they would block with the red cap. They're choosing not to. Yeah, we can free up our Squire with one of our 2 guide mothers eventually. Well, I don't think we have time to sit around waiting for better use of this dizzying swoop. So I am just going to do this. Everything's super tapped over there now. Ritual will be nice after we get the Tactician down. I'll take a point here from the pair. And then this. We don't have to do much with food besides eat, so another thing we can do if we don't have an outflank use this turn is just eat some food. Too bad. Can't save it. And it goes away for good, too, with the exile clause. But looks, well, see if they have a pot. Like, there's the +2/+2 and trample that would just wreck an outflank here. But I also feel inclined to try and get this thing outflanked. If they have it, you know, if this outflank fails here to take out the red cap and we take a big 6 from it, yeah, the rider's the one use. I know. We do at least can get it back with once in future and try it again. So, yeah, that's fair. We could do it after first strike and take 1 point. I can't block. There's nothing to block with. There seems to be pause there, but yeah, let's I'm gonna do it. How about a Guide Mother and we can unlock this hand a bit? That's not bad. Want to get some more creatures down before we ritual if possible. And Flutter Fox is already flying, so that's nice. What in this set for red doesn't blow us out there? That's somewhat odd phrasing, but wow. They really want this thing dead. All right. You're saying, like, is there a pause that they could have something that, like, what was that pause about? Is that your question? Yeah, Rimrock could be the answer on that. Yep, got some stuff to get back. We'll go ahead and I'm gonna eat some food here. If we find a rider, we still have food to use it for. We can once in future at instant speed and get back out flank. If we do it now, we could replay the Fox, which they seem... I think we'll do... stay back on D. And we can decide if we want to once in future for the outflank here. Need one more creature for the outflank to be great. We're at 14. We could, of course, take out the Fox. We get a Fox of our own, and we can actually, on our turn, Fox and Silver Flame. So I think that's actually worth it. We're going to take Outflank to hand and Fox to top of library, and then have a means to deal with these dwarves next turn, because the Curious Pair will be big enough to block at least. I think that's correct here. We gotta use some action. Get our... I don't want to lose to someone on 2 mana. They're playing it very well. Nice job, Oppo. Yes. It's possible I should just wait the outflank until we can outflank a dwarf with it, but feel like foxing with the ritual here is fine. That was silly. Of course they can block. I'm not fooling anybody. But it was also safe, so whatever. They don't really have attacks here. I mean, if we want to put, unless they have combat tricks, but if they put, if they attack in, we can trade Flutterfox, and then the Curious Pair puts lethal damage on whatever's down below. Well, one thing about being mana starved, if you have cheap spells, you're all action. I mean, we're sitting here doing stupid things like playing lands. They're doing nothing but casting spells. Thanks, deck. Yep. Appreciate that. Really nice of you. Gonna have to eat this food now and really hope for a guide mother to release this squire from captivity, while also giving us another creature. Come on, deck, give us some action. Make this interesting, please. Not remotely. Gonna do this before I forget. That usually means night incoming. Well, there's the guide mother. She might be a little late. Too bad she can't like help us with a big alpha strike. So, Guide Mother's too late. Basically dead here. But maybe like Tree Folk bolstering two of our creatures significantly is enough. Trebuchet is the big problem though too. Even if we were to stabilize our combat situation, the Trebuchet's got us on a couple turner. Doesn't really actually change anything. It just changes, it just defines where Guide Mother chumps. And interesting choice to... All right, the knight. Okay, we got to do this, and yeah, actually, it's fine because we can't. This has good attacks no matter what. So let's trade here and chump here. And probably scoop on draw. Yeah. I don't think there's outs either, but might as well take a look at the top of our deck here. Yeah, Venerable Knight. Not going to do it. Screw beats flood. Debatable whether you'd call what we experienced flood, but you know what I mean. The point is, when a mana screwed player playing a low-down deck does unlock their lands, they tend to just spew onto the table, so... No, Mike, not every white deck has Realm Cloak Giant in it. Couldn't have outflanked on the turn I cast outflanked. We could have waited and outflanked. And maybe that would have helped us stabilize, but I don't think long-term we were going to win there. We can keep this, though. Doesn't start as fast as we want exactly, but I don't think we can pass up these cards. If the bots aren't in white, they aren't going to take the white rares. At least not until much later. All right, we'll get this Rose Thorn down. That gives us the ability to Archon without flank next turn. That's not the worst. Looks like they got ideas. Maybe that's going in a tower. Might just be reading, but yep, there you go. We will save you, don't worry. Let's go with Archon, though. Try to put that in a tower. Doesn't work for like 5 reasons. No, not red. Burned out of the sky. No, that's not too bad. Can't quite outmuscle that ogre yet. But this drawbridge gives it some pause. Yeah, I wasn't looking to outflank a Guide Mother with Archon in our hand, but I was looking to have outflank active at least. Third white deck. Every deck we've played and played against has white in it today. All right, that's a great place to outmuscle. What would normally be a trade isn't because of the pro-white, so we can just crush it underfoot here and attack, right? Yep. That's, I mean, technically a drawbridge is like trapped in the castle. Flutterfox in the air here. You can Tactician and cast it, but we already get through here anyway. Might as well just cast the flyer. Can get back. Let's see. Only have out muscle in the yard. That wouldn't be bad to get back. But let's. Yeah, I mean, this can't block this can't be blocked by this stuff anyway. Let's just start with the 4. And yeah, I don't see any reason to fire off the Dizzying Swoop if we want the Tactician in play now, which I think we do. Now we've got 4 to the outflank, so we can actually try to take out that Errant as well. And it'll be telling if they attack only with the Errant and not with the Fox and the Guide Mother. Unfortunately, by killing our creature, the outflank no longer gets the job done, so we're going to just let that go. See if we can find more creatures. We can get our Archon back now with Once in Future. Oh, Curious Pair for some food. I like Curious Pair for some food, Once in Future for our stuff back at the end of turn. Well, yeah, I'm going to do this. If we want to set up an outflank to take out the Errant, we need to... But I'm going to attack with the Tactician here, because if they double block, the outflank is a really nice blowout. Let's start here. We can actually... Yeah, I'm going to pass here, and we're going to Once in Future for sure. We can outflank and Once in Future. And there's something to outflank. Just making sure. I mean, it's not. We can't do anything anyway, so just taking that. And out muscle or outflank is the real question. Which out do we want? Probably the outflank, as it gives us something we can do both. If we take out muscle, we can't do it all in one turn, but outflank allows us to take both, to cast both on our next turn, since we don't get the. Yeah, I like this. Of course, we also can't Curious Pair, but I think that's fine. And our outflank is telegraphed, but they haven't shown... Oh, maybe they'll show here. You got something? Rimrock? If they Rimrock, I'm outflanking because it'll fizzle the Rimrock. No, they're just chumping. That's fine. Not surprised we're seeing like white-red. The bots seem to be down on both. We saw not Slaying Fire, but the common burn spell going very late, and then we faced it a couple times today. Right? Is this our... There was one... yeah, we lost to the deck with a bunch of common red burn. Yeah, Guide Mother off the top would be nice. It looks like they're pretty tanked here. They're staring at the outflank, and they don't have many choices available. Maybe it was just a deliberate chump? I don't know. Gonna run out the curious pair so that if they have removal, our outflank stays at 4 strength. And with food at the ready to keep the race in our favor, we're going to keep going, keep attacking. Yeah, I could have eaten the food, that's true. Yeah, well, they get that. Can't do anything about it. Let's see. Oh, they got their own Archon. Powerful. Where's our 17 other Archons? Yeah, it immediately shuts us down. I want Guide Mother to unlock this Acolyte. Oh yeah, I'll eat. We gotta go to here first. Not really, deck. They can't really attack with the Archon. Oh, they're gonna go. Maybe they have Pump or something, but feels like we win this race, so they must be bad at math or good at combat tricks. Or they have a blocker incoming, something like that. Really. Their choices here make me reticent to just throw the counters here. Especially since we get countered if they remove out from underneath. But we could make a big curious pair. Even that doesn't get through the ogre, though. I'm super scared of removal. I'm so scared I am not going to do it. I'm going to see what they've got here. I'm afraid they have untap, +2/+2 untap is kind of what I'm expecting. And if that's the case, I'll be glad I didn't put those counters there. So let's just attack. Oh, it's got pro-white, right? They can't even target it with themselves. Because that's how weird protection is. Hey, music, what's going on? We could just play a natural 6/5. I mean, they would have... Squire doesn't untap Archon. Squire can't even target Archon is the thing. But if it could, it would untap it. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't... we could just play a straight-up Tree Folk. Kind of like that, actually. Just dropping a 6/5. Yeah, but we'd still have the outflank. Yeah, I'm just going to make the 6/5. Weird to not go for the value on this thing, but we actually just want a 6/5 attacking next turn. Nice. We send all now, and we might even... because this becomes lethal. This is going to eat the Tactician, but then we have Squire for possible lethal. I'm going to try. Probably gonna let Curious Pair through, and we're gonna try and win. We'll see what happens. If they don't, if they let the Tree Folk through, then they have something that we should be very wary of. All right, cross your fingers. We're going for it. Outflank doesn't save him here, thanks to the 3 toughness. All right, they didn't have anything. Eked it out. Did I miss a rank update? Was that our 3rd game or 4th? I can't remember. 2 wins. That was our 3rd. Okay. Yeah, they're attacking with a 3-2 pro white when the life total was split that way. Doesn't make sense to me, but... Could be Fanatic Guru. You know, again, playing for 25 years, and that flaked my mind, too. We're gonna keep. Rosethorn's actually gonna do something. If we don't find our white, we get to make Flutterfox on 2, cast Rosethorn on 3, and then have the Absolutions on 4 and 5. Because, I mean, you gotta look at the cards literally, and cards tell you what's doing the damage, and in that case, the Fling was doing the damage. But if you're just talking about flavor fails, well, Magic's got plenty of those for you. I was so excited to use the Rosethorn for once, but we don't need to. We can... I'm kind of inclined to... Well, I suppose we probably have a turn on the Innkeeper before they do anything that would draw them a card. But we could just... we could casket the Innkeeper if we want. Depends on how much we fear this. But I also feel like we really want to play Rosethorn next turn. So, yeah, I'm going to fear the Innkeeper and casket it. I have, in fact, lived the dream of using Seasonal Ritual with... using Seasonal Ritual with Lucky Clover in play to ramp to double cast the Reaper. That was something else. Noble is annoying. We can't really block it right now. Might have to outmuscle it. But let's try and get our beats going in the air. See if that just takes care of things a little bit more efficiently. Oof, lots of food. This witch is chucking apples. Look out. All right, interesting. We could Squire and Fox this turn. That would be kind of clever. We attack with the Rosethorn. If they block, we Squire. It untaps the Rosethorn, which can then cast the Flutterfox. Is this where we want to apply that? I actually think we just want to, let's just get our Archon going. It's not as mana efficient. We could have done 5 this turn instead of 4. But I think double Archon ASAP is going to be quite powerful. I've talked about how black-green, if they don't have spiders, needs to use their hard removal on all your flyers. They're just in super trouble. They are not recognizing the threat of activation that the Noble represents, apparently. I think classic. I mean, I'm capable of this in my own brain, but like they have this food earmarked for witch throwing, and they don't want to use it to make the Noble bigger, so they're not even going to threaten that activation. When of course the presence of the food effectively says that the Noble is unblockable. Looks like they're figuring that out now. Do we put anything at risk here is the question. Or really, effectively, do we block Acolyte? Do we block the Witch with the Acolyte? And being the worst case, they have a pump spell or removal, and let's see what. Yeah, so now they're saying no, I don't even have a pump spell. I see. Yeah, it's the all right, we're not blocking. They figured it out that we're scared of the Noble. Now with 6 mana, we can Archon and Fox. And they're in a real bad spot for attacking with double Archon. Time and legal concerns, Dionysus. My son is as slammed as he's ever been in his life right now, so I really don't have the bandwidth to tap him for making memes, and also my YouTube agreements change my abilities on that front as well. I'm so small time that I don't think anybody there really notices, but you know, I don't want to have to do a bunch of video takedowns if somebody does notice. So say if they attack with a Noble with no ability to yeah, I'll trade Fox for Noble here, I think. Although we do have Squire ready. Let's just get him with Squire. I'm going to say no blocks. Do you ask everybody how much they make, Dionysus? I know you just care about me and continuing the stream, but come on. Could have just used this for extra damage and kept a blocker back. Would have set up for... No, I wouldn't have set up for lethals. I guess without muscle it does. So if I thought a little farther down the road, we may have just wanted to... when they have food to eat, so it basically would be forcing them to eat food instead, but they're so mana choked and the Archon is still causing them issues. It could be Hat. I have predicted... Hat asks, is the Pioneer, the new Magic format, going to be good for your storefront? I certainly predicted some kind of postmodern eventually hitting and have made some investments in what I consider to be a, you know, postmodern mana-based staples and stuff. So yeah, it should be good for me. Did I ever think I would be a celebrity? I mean, I still don't feel like a celebrity, you know. I don't think anybody... I mean, there's some people who actually, like, go for fame. I've never thought about celebrity as a goal. I've thought about doing things I like creating good content, etc. We can just go... Well, they have food to eat, so we can't... We could force them to eat food. Let's just start with the attacks. And I am going to... Yeah, it could be... Well, they don't have the mana for it, though. What could it be? They only have 3 mana. I'm going to go for it. I don't think there's instant speed that they can do here. If I'm wrong, I guess we'll find out. But I think they're in food eaten mode. Oh, I see you all are talking about a pack one, pick one. I thought you were warning me against the perils of casting on alert into Bake the Pie, but that's not what you were all talking about. Not really that I want to get into now, Dionysus. What's DRS? I can't remember if I have DRS or not. I don't know what DRS is. Oh, Deathrite Shaman. Is that going to be good in a no-fetch world? Maybe. I got a lot of those. I don't know if I got... I think I got a bunch of Smuggler's Copters. I got a bunch of... what's the Sarah Angel vehicle? 2 mana, 4/4 flyer. You can use Planeswalkers to activate it. I got a bunch of those for like a quarter 50 cents. Do you try and get to gold tier and standard rank for extra packs? Yeah, I usually do. Yeah, Heart of Kirin is what I was talking about. So I got a lot of the check lands from... I thought they were going to... If my prediction for Postmodern was it would be that they would start with a block after Dragons. I didn't think that they would just take... Because I knew they didn't want to use fetch lands in any Postmodern Eternal format. So my prediction was, okay, if they don't want to use fetch lands, they'll start with like Origins. That was kind of my prediction, is that Origins has a great name to it. It like starting your new format from Origins forward has a great... Origins is just a great root point. So that was kind of my expectation. And then they decided, no, we'll just ban the fetches. So, okay. Yeah. But knowing that stuff, basically at the last year's rotation, I snapped up a bunch of Kaladesh block stuff and Amonkhet block stuff really cheap because it was clearinghouse prices, and I just gambled on some very low value rares, quarter rares that I thought if there was a Postmodern could tick up to a few bucks or whatever. Starting from Origins is a little close to Historic. Yeah, I kind of, in some ways, expected Historic to, like, that they would figure out how to make Historic and Postmodern be the same thing. Maybe they will eventually. Maybe those will merge. Huh. Oh, I just want to... I don't know if there's any Steven Universe fans out there, but my daughter turned me on to that show, and I just finished my second rewatch of Steven Universe, and let me tell you, this world, that show is too good for this world. We don't deserve it, and yet we have it anyway. So thank you, Rebecca Sugar, for making an incredible television show experience. What a show. Can't believe it exists, but it does, and you can watch it. So little plug for Steven Universe. Never heard of Steven Universe? Yeah. You got to give me 12 episodes. It's a little weird at first, and you might even not like the protagonist at first, Steven Universe. He's a little overbearing right up front. But it has a message. Well, first, it's got Whedon-esque plotting in the long run. Like there's a incredible arc over the whole series that's worth sticking around for. But it's just a different way to make a adventure kids show. It's not even really a kids show. It's a social commentary show too. Yeah. Sorry, let me make sure I guess we'll play planes first. Can actually just get the fox going here. We're unlikely to need to clover next turn. So let's just start with the fox. Thank you, Nick. I was trying to come up with a good summary. It's funny. It's really funny. The plot is good. It's a good space adventure. And it also deals with things on an emotional level like no show I've ever seen. All right, we could casket that acolyte, but I think we are just going to... Now we'll just get our clover on ahead of tree folking next turn. Haven't seen the Joker yet. Speaking of things that are likely to be the exact opposite of Steven Universe, but still potentially good. No, I plan to. What I've heard of the Joker, besides all there's so much controversy swirling around it or whatever, but Phoenix's performance is supposed to be incredible, and that's enough for me. Joker or Steven Universe? Steven Universe pretends it's a kid's show, so really, I'd say like 7. It's got cartoon violence. So, but cartoon violence in that way of like, it's nobody really. I don't want to do any spoilers or tone, but tonally, I would say the cartoon violence is appropriate for not preschool kids or anything, but middle school, middle youth, 7-ish plus is where I'd go. So Oppo is doing some cool stuff here too. They've declined to get super value out of their Order of Midnight. Kind of feel like we should just start going nuts here. We can make a 6/6 flyer. That's not bad. We can Guide Mother, except we can't then cast Guide Mother. I think 6/6 flyer works. Just making sure, we're putting eggs in a basket here, but this egg has quite a dragon inside, so let's go for it. Make me have an answer, and if they do, we got other stuff to do. I believe the director of the Joker was the director of The Hangover. Is that correct? I think it was a reference to the Joker director's earlier work. Yeah, can't. If we had a plains, we'd go Guide Mother into Squire and just actually win on the spot. As it is, let's go. Yeah, I really got choked on white, but hopefully it won't matter. I think I'm just going to go with a tactician plan here. We get to tap all their stuff and then hopefully win if they don't have anything. They need a bait for the fox or we win here. I guess they can eat their food, so we don't... But then we get a double silver... Yeah, so even with food, if they don't kill the fox, we should win here. Not yet, buddy. It's still up. I promise I'll get there. I promise... I'll say this. I gotta watch how I promise. I promise... It is on my list. Well, that changes it a little bit. Now we're going to go with the Squire and keep it alive. I mean, they're giant lives because it's got indestructible, but the main thing is our fox lives as well. And actually, Guide Mother still gets it done on the win as well, through the food eating. What does this fox say? I will crush you. It's a cat dog. Four wins. Yeah, I love taking Clover early and trying to build around it because it is a game winner if it gets going. You don't need to cast too many adventure spells with the Clover out before the advantage wins you the game. I'm trying. I want to get to... Man, we get to 7 wins, we get 20k gems. That, speaking of... the name of the kind of superhero group in Steven Universe is the Crystal Gems. So, in honor of the Crystal Gems, let's get ourselves 20k. I think we keep this. Double Guide Mother early. That's how much we've earned playing on this free-to-play account, Grim Reaper, which is only as impressive as your play rate, right? If I'd played no limited on this account ever, except when I have gold, I'd have a huge gem count that would be seemingly very impressive. So I always couch my gem total with the acknowledgement that on a free-to-play account, the gem total means far less than your rate of limited. And our rate of limited is about 4.5 to like... Between 4.5 and 5 times a week is about where we average. Yeah, I'm going to run a Guide Mother out here on 1. Innkeeper is what we wanted in our deck. Didn't find any. Archon, solid for this matchup, I think. But we're going to drop a drawbridge here. Get in for 1. haven't really had the drawbridge have a chance to, like, prove its worth. We're gonna see about it now. They're Adventure Time, so we might end up... the drawbridge may eat some combat tricks here. It's certainly what we've been doing with our deck, but I can't see not blocking with it and making him have it, so we're gonna do it. And there it is. Oh, mother. Could muscle up here, but let's just drop Archon. I don't want to muscle up into open mana if I can help it anyway. I'm also not going to attack. I'm not going to trade a Guide Mother yet. Well, that stunk, but at least it was a 1-for-1. They didn't get a free meal. All right, Squire to save a Guide Mother and then play Squire seems fine. They don't want to do that, though. We're going to try to Squire on defense instead. Maybe I need to outmuscle that Keeper. Well, we can eat it if we just want to not worry about the Innkeeper anymore, but I think we probably just want to take the thing with the greatest damage and hope that we don't get out-resourced by the Innkeeper before the end of the game, and if we feel like we need to, we can out-muscle it as well. I'm going to take out the biggest damage source here. You're late, Clover. To the point that maybe don't play it, we can go Squire out muscle. And in this case, yeah, I'm going to outmuscle the Innkeeper and then Squire. We can do the Guide Mother too, but I'll take a little bit of caution here against this card draw engine. Hey, Diablo. Diablo. Hat is conflating his idioms. Well, that's also, like, we're winning this race, which makes me think they're up to something, but I guess we give them one of our Guide Mothers, if that's true. Could be... Nope. Nothing. They got nothing with that. We'll play Clover, though. Sandbag of land. Gave him a target. Used up a big chunk of their turn, though, so it could still work out. Every rose. We'll go in with our flyers. At some point, they're going to trade off Guide Mother for Mother. Looks like they're doing that now. That's rough. We could take out a rose thorn and one of these would live. So I think I'm going to do this. We need some help off the top to win the race, but I think trading with one of these and leaving a creature behind that if we draw another creature can trade with one of the other ones is how we can keep attacking with the Guide Mother. If we don't draw a creature, then we leave the Guide Mother back and we can offer another trade. So we're going to do this. If I wasn't playing around a trick, like we can't beat a trick there. Now we got to decide, yeah, we can't beat, just flooding out in this one. I liked how we performed, but if you give us, take these 2 lands, maybe they have 2 lands too, but if we had 2 more spells to work with, we probably are doing fine. As it is, we are desperation trading now. Mensch, we have 3 we have 3 Archons, which is kind of the backbone of our deck, and this Lucky Clover got exiled or something. We have a Lucky Clover that we built around. All right, we'll trade for the biggest one we can. Yeah, AVB found a line that I am too late to take. I mean, we could, because the trouble is even Tree Folk doesn't win it now. So now we got to make this block. That's reasonable, AVB. AVB found a line, a 2-turn line to go for that would at least produce a win. I may be just sitting here waiting to lose rather than trying to win. So I do like AVB's line a little better than what I'm doing here, which is kind of waiting to die. Nice trick, Oppo. All right, our fouls to give are now used up, but we could get another win here, get this to 5. That'd be nice. Full count. Have we had the pro-white issue with the Archons? I like it not working. All of it, they have followed the rules as far as I've seen. Would like to find something for like turn 3 or even a better option for turn 2 than a glass casket, but we're going to keep this. Too much of a nice mix of our stuff. Oh. I have forgotten what pro-white does once, and oh yeah, Hat is talking about that. Yeah, we had an oppo who looked like they thought their plan was to target their Archon with white combat tricks, and that didn't work out well for them. We're facing nothing but Innkeepers today. This is weird, but I'm not going to waste time. We'll casket this one. How about a nice creature to play on 3? Even a 2-drop would be fine. Just something to do on 3 I would like very much. No such luck. With Once in Future, I'll keep... I don't think we're going to... Yeah, I'll just drop a forest. Then we'll have plains, forest, and be pretty close to getting our draw 2 value out of this. Yeah, it almost feels like the bots got updated without someone telling us with the way things are going here. I'm just going to Archon. I could play Acolyte and ramp into Tree Folk, but we want to use the Oaken Boon on the Archon, so let's get the Archon out. Hope they tap out, and then we make it big. This is like our third mirror match of the day. Green-white mirror. Strange times, friends. Strange times. They tapped out, though, so we're going to take advantage of that and make a big Archon. Put them on a clock. And we're kind of out of muscle range, so I don't think there's a removal that green-white can have here that successfully deals with the Archon that's not, like, rare or that I'm not thinking of. Am I missing something? Now they... Oh, no, that's not going to work for you. Yes. Oppo reading Archon. Flyer kill spell, good call. There is not typically main decked, but certainly is the answer to what could kill us. Or what could kill the Archon. Gonna be big. Well, we can once and feature that back, and if we can use this outflank before we do, that would be cool. Still looks like they're up against this clock in a way that they can't deal with right now. Can I share any design choices with Arena or on cards that didn't work well and didn't get into production? I'll think about that for another time. Nothing's leaping to mind. I'd have to do a lot of recall to think back on R&D days for that stuff. But here, yeah, they can't do anything about this attack, so we can just attack straight in. And we'll just cast the Acolyte and actually have Outflank up. But I think we largely have this one, unless they, right now, find something to specifically kill the Archon, because with Ardenvale, even if they play Spider or whatever, we can tap it. All right, that gives them a turn, because they're now going to eat food. Dismiss that. They can only attack with one thing anyway now. Oh, they can attack with two things. We can kill one of them. I think we just tap down these two. Did I hear all the backlash of Wizards from this weekend? I know, like, in terms of tech issues in the coverage stuff, I was gone all weekend. I was completely unplugged with Magic all weekend long. So Yeah, if they want to attack with anything, that's fine. Even the unicorn. Yeah, I heard about David Williams and Siggy being upset with tech issues costing them games and possibly matches. Unfortunate. Makes me sad, but they're trying to have Arena do a lot very quickly, and there's still a lot to do with the program, so maybe they are pushing it too hard too soon. They can't tap the flyer anyway. It's pro-white. But we're going to do this because I want to cast the Tactician anyway. It came back and that's weird. Did it follow the rules? I don't know what Oppo's thinking about here. Well, they're doing what they can to stay alive. Can we just find a way to win here? We only have once in future, so not really. Can't just win here. But we can cast Tactician, Knight, and have Outflank up. So we're going to attack in with all this stuff and then deploy some bodies. Yeah, the animations maybe doing, I don't know. I'm so not technical. Were I still on the team, I would be asking smart technical people what, if anything, I could do to help them. How did they, let's see. Where did I miss this? Where did they get the second food from? Was I not paying attention and then suddenly they got second food? How did that happen? Cabin, thank you. I just didn't see the land. Got it. Drawbridge still doesn't quite get there. We get 7 in the air. Can't quite get to 9 up there, but now they're out of food. They got a lot of stuff, but nothing yet that says they can stop us. Yeah, our gem total is pretty healthy. We've been on a good win rate of late, which is why it's up there right now. But also, we draft about 4.5, 5 times a week. If you draft more than that, your gems aren't going to be as high, even with our win rate. Play the drawbridge. Yeah, I'll play the drawbridge. That might help us win out of nowhere some other way. And then we have outflank and once in future. Yeah, I should have swung with all. I guess it's just because this gets eaten and this trades, and it doesn't really change anything, and I don't want to be vulnerable to a crackback. Partly because I'm chatting, honestly, like... It tapped fine. Why did it tap dumb? I guess, oh yeah, because we could have once and futured with that. Good point. Wasn't thinking about that. I saw what it was going to do and let it happen, so it's not even the tapper's fault as much as my board awareness. Gosh, they get more food here, but I don't think it's enough yet. They got to spend a lot of mana to generate the value from this. Also, don't think we're going to use it for once in... We're not going to do once in future unless they kill a bunch of stuff. Shouldn't even need it. What did they do? Another cabin for FFS. Yeah, and if I could get a win off the Tree Folk onto Archon, I would, but it's still not a win. It's not lethal. Yeah, I'm not going to do once in future stuff if it's not lethal. Yeah, what? That was weird. Oh no, they still have the food from this. That's why. That's right. They're not dead. But now they kind of are, right? If we get any creature on top, they are dead. So now it is lethal. Or not quite. They go... It's still not quite lethal. Still might be worth doing. We got 2 hourglasses. Let's see, they have trapped in a tower, which they can't use on the Archon. They might use it elsewhere. Open Boom? What? Oaken Boon? How is Oaken Boon lethal? We go 7. We get 7 off the Absolution, and then these both get blocked. Right? We only... You can see the graveyard. We only have the Tree Folk in the graveyard. I'm just trying to decide if we're gonna get it back here. I think I will. It could end up combining with something to be lethal, so let's go get it. Because if we get a 2-drop, for example, it is lethal. No 2-drop. And how do we win here? Outflank only helps us win if something has trample. Nothing we have has trample. So yeah, I'm just gonna hook up Archon again. Let's see. Ooh, nice. White Russian. I didn't see it, but White Russian saw a win there. If we attack with a Venerable Knight and outflank it, we can put the counter onto the... Oh, but it's pro-white, so we wouldn't have been able to. Great idea, but the pro-white gets us again. Yeah, great thought. Stymied by pro, but love the thought. Oh, yeah, also not a knight. Shut up. It was still a great thought. I wish I'd thought of it and failed to think of it. I mean, I wish I'd successfully thought of it and then realized why it didn't work. Instead of just not seeing it at all. Man, this is like an all-you-can-eat buffet with that Oppo's got. We are 4-2. Record is right. Trying to get a 5th win here. And Oppo keeps... Finally, this unstoppable Archon gets there. Settle down now. I don't know about Mythic. I never know what my rank is. I don't look very closely. They are better than when the format started, but they still seem to undervalue the old Secret Keepers and all the mill parts. We're going to keep this. Save this. This halberd is not super impressive, but our 21st to 23rd cards are kind of rough. The rest of the deck is pretty solid, but the bottom end of it is a little bit rough, and halberd's one of our final inclusions. Partly because of, with triple Archon and at least double Tactician, we just felt it would go well on the flyers. Hey, finally some mill. Where were you? We were expecting you, mill. Oh, that's rough to get your get action milled, but... And actually, this is one of the reasons we ran it, is that it takes things like Marleaf Rider and allows them to get through Secret Keepers. Not only did we not draft mill, this is the first time we've faced it, and we're in our 8th match of the day. Woof. This probably means didn't say please, which is annoying. Maybe I'll just try tapping it and let him counter a Tactician and then drop the halberd. All right, well, since they let that happen, I'm going to go for the halberd, although there was a pause, so maybe they just decided that was okay. Let's see if they think this is okay. Nope, they just had patience. Good patience, Oppo. Man, I would have snapped off the Tactician. It counters the follow-up body as well. It's not actually the worst for us. Right, Prof. I thought we were landing that halberd because why wouldn't they counter the Tactician adventure? Robert, Historic doesn't go back far enough for Wizards to make lots of money on reprinting Pioneer legal stuff. Historic is just... they don't want it to be successful. Historic is the format that has to exist that they don't want to exist. All right, let's move in on some Archons, try to get there in the air. And really, you want, you know, when you choose these old formats or decide what to do with them, one of the goals is to give people a feeling that their collection has value. You know, that they that these cards that they've been collecting in recent years, they can now put to use in a meaningful format. We could go Casket on the Keeper and drop a Tactician, and that's pretty good use of our mana and gets our aggression on. So let's do that. We're perfectly set up to be blown out by our friend the Reaper. Where's Hat? There he is. But hopefully they don't have it. Because I really want both of these spells. You're a queen of ice. You're willing to tap my dude right down. See, who needs memes? I'll just sing to you. Is it worth it for this damage this turn? Yeah, I think so. Let's do it. Oh, I don't want that vote. I can already vote on that. I'm not going to attack with the Rider, but we'll send in everything else. Pumping out flyers, hoping it's good. Could have sandbagged that land, I suppose. I just kind of played it unconsciously there. I was thinking about... Can't remember. I was trying to make sure I got all of my dizzying swoops in, and I couldn't remember all of a sudden, but I think we did. Doing good, Trumpet, but no need to yell. Lucky Charm is way late. This can't block. This is going to chump a 3, and they gain 4 on the attack to go to 11 and take 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. They go to 4. But they don't have good attacks back to kill us. We have the Rider on D. So yes, we'll send in our flyers again. As long as we get one block, I don't think they can crack back for the win. But we got to make sure we don't die when we attack. So maybe that's a factor I didn't take into account there. Might need to like not attack with our 2 power so that our 3 power can do it. Like probably should have just kept the tacticians back now that I think about it. I was just mindlessly aggroing, but it could cost us this game. Well, them taking a point of damage there certainly helps our cause. Yeah, I think we get it. We just barely get there, but it was close. Yeah, they can't attack at all. Nice. So this sends them up to 5, and then they take 6, right? So this is just safe. They have no blocks. Yeah, I got there. Heavily taxed. $850 gems. Oh, we're so close. See, if we were to stop, if we stop at 850, we're just under 20k. If we can get this final win, 20k. Come on, let's do this. Come on. 20k bankroll on the free-to-play. Let's do this. Not amazing, but because of the light land, but definitely keepable because we have stuff to do early. Don't have a great deal of respect for the old eye collector, but if you need playables in your mill deck, I suppose you could do worse. Interesting. They're not a mill deck. They're black-green. Which makes me really not like that inclusion, but you go, Oppo. We're going to Flutter Fox and fly immediately. Got some choices here. We could Guide Mother. Probably just want to leave out flank and play the Rider, and then flank the Collector. I'll go ahead and kill this if it attacks. Man, guy works his free-to-play account up to almost 20,000 gems, and one of my regular viewers just still isn't happy. Well, if we don't bother flanking it, then maybe we should. That's the thing. We could pair. If we're not going to flank, we could consider Guide Mother Halberd, and kind of say, "You sure you don't want to block here?" Could even go Guide Mother, Guide Mother. Let's do that. Actually, change my mind. I think that's a good sequence. It lets us throw the Halberd on the Guide Mother here, or even off the Guide Mother to trade with the Collector if we want. We can decide. I guess I'm content to race here. And given that we have Once and Future in the deck, milling isn't even the worst for us. We get fills up our graveyard to supply Once and Future. Eventually we'll get enough on board here to be able to outflank the Witch Stalker. But for now, I like Curious Pair, Rider, or we can go... Actually, Curious Pair doesn't do much. Let's go Rider, Halberd, and then we get outflank up as well. The race is on. A lot of food affecting the virtual life totals here, though. They're sending in the knight. 8 is a lot to take here. But we're not getting anything anytime soon that can actually block the knight successfully, and they have to eat food to get the loop going. I'm going to outflank the knight here. Clover. Well, we could go Curious Pair, Clover, and then Ritual next turn and get everything. But if we Silver Flame here, then the Eye Collector doesn't even have a good block on the Rider. So I think we're just going to do that. We're going to Ritual. This is kind of what Marshall was talking about with aggro. It's like they got a lot of food, but we can put up so much pressure that they can't really do it all, right? So not giving Oppo enough time to eat their food is a reasonable ploy for the aggro deck here. Oppo seems to be tanking. That's good news for us. They can just explode right now. That'd be fine, too. You never know what chat's going to talk about around here. I guess we're on woodworking now. I missed that, but awesome. Well, we're attacking, and they're probably eating. Bacon to a pie would be good for them. But I think they just had to eat food here. That's my guess. They're sadly doing the math and saying, gotta eat all my food. Clover, a bit of a dead draw, given the sequencing of things, but maybe we'll find action to close it out. Maybe they'll just explode now. That's really what we want. Clover can be a dead draw if it's the last thing we play on our way to 7 wins. Yeah, we did it, gang! Woo! Glorious! Free-to-play account has 20,000 gems on it. That's a nice milestone. And, you know, 4 to 5 drafts a week is no joke. That's a lot of play. You get about 2 drafts for free a week-ish. So we're adding on 2.5 to 3 extra drafts a week and piling up the gems to do so. I got to stream more, I guess. Got to chew up these gems. But I will, let's see, let's go to Soapbox. Check our packs. You can wait. Why the store is calling me. See, we haven't even used the Explorer bundle yet. If we ever had to purchase, that would be our next one. How long did it take us from 0 gems to 20K? We did spend $5 on the welcome bundle, so we got a gem infusion right away. And fortunately for us, Zolido, that initial burst of gems, we ran that up pretty quickly, so we were able to stabilize and largely play. We had a couple times in our run where we had to fall back on a paid account because we didn't have the gems or gold to draft. But we've been drafting on this account since November 21st of last year. So closing in on a year later, being up $100 in gems. Yeah, more sealed. No, thank you. $95 for 40K gold and 1.6K gems. I don't think we'll be selling this account, but yeah, that's funny. We did it. That's awesome. I never expect to get 7 wins. It always feels like quite the long shot, but we got there today on a green-white adventure deck. Aggro is pulling its weight around here all of a sudden. We even got to take out at least one mill deck with our aggro, but a lot of aggro on aggro. I think most of our matchups with our white-green deck, our opponent had a white contingent in their deck as well. Fix the bots, Wizards. Everybody plays white too much. I'm kind of kidding. You know, that's the thing. No matter how you fix it, they're still broken. That's one of the problems with the system. But it wasn't a problem that was supposed to support everything. That's the thing. How much of a constructed collection does this account have? Like this one? We are... Let's look at the sets, and I'll talk it through. We are 4x rares, but no, actually, we're not 4x on guilds. We started halfway through this format, so we didn't really have time to truly close out guilds because we started out halfway through it. Ravnica Allegiance, we are 4x fully. We have 4x rares, 4x mythics. War of the Spark, we are 4x rares, and I think we're missing like 20 something total mythics. And same with Core Set 2020, we are 4x rares and missing some mythics. So it kind of looks like where we head to with our 4.5 drafts a week on this account at our win rate and our spend rate is that we 4x the rares, but don't always 4x the mythics. That's kind of where we're at. And then we're doing nicely on the road with Throne. Nice hat. Hat is 4x'd. Oh, you need about 70 mythics total to completely 4x? Yeah. That's why I always recommended people play in the stuff that's not going to rotate the next fall. It's the package he bought. I think he's talking about the preview, the $50 preview bundle, right? I don't think there's any up right now. Or here, bundles. Maybe there is. Yeah. Can you think of a reason why Wizards doesn't want to push sealed more so as to sidestep the draft bot issue? Well, no matter what you have to charge, you know, like people are getting double the cards. It's just expensive. It's going to be expensive no matter what. What's my opportunity, Robert? So I don't know if they're also it's not a great interface for building sealed decks. So maybe if they got the ability to have multiple sealed decks saved, I would be more inclined for that. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm not going to start another draft now or anything. I'm going to raise our fists at another max win to get us to clear us over 20K. Pat ourselves on the back. Very nice. Thank you all for hanging out today. Thank you, YouTube. We'll see you next time.